Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Minolix. So if you are new here on this channel, we talk about recipes, cake recipes, food recipes. We also do how to videos on how to actually practice what you are learning, or the recipes that you are learning. And lastly, we do baking and food business coaching. So if you are new here, please ensure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that whenever I post any video, you are going to get notified of what I have posted. And for those who have been here with me on this channel, tada! Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here with me. I love you all. So today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic. Why is my cake dry? Sounds like a question. Yes, question that a lot of persons ask. Why is my cake dry? Oh, help me, my cake is dry. My cake is dry. My cake is not moist. Why is my cake not moist? So today I'm going to be giving you secrets to achieving a super moist and fluffy cake. Like, your cake is dry, yes, okay, what's the way out? That is what I'm talking about, the way out, how to achieve a moist and fluffy cake. Number one thing that you should do to achieve a very moist and fluffy cake is that you should measure your ingredients appropriately. So some ingredients, they say measure in grams, measure in kgs. Some ingredients, they say 1 cup, 2 cups. So first of all, for you to be able to achieve a right measurement, for you to be able to achieve an appropriate measurement, you should have the accurate measuring tools. So you should have, it should not just end in you having measurement cup. Okay, I have cup for measurement. What about the scale? Sometimes you have to measure with scale, sometimes you have to measure with cup. So you should have the appropriate measuring tools, which are your measurement cup and your measurement scale for basic level. Those are like the very important measurement tools. Have your measurement tools, and then when your recipe calls for a particular measurement, let's say your recipe calls for 317 grams, please measure 317 grams. Don't try to approximate, don't try to do at I too sabi, don't try to do, oh, let me just round it off, 320. Now what is 3 grams? What is 0.03 grams? Let me just add it up. The recipe that says 317 grams, there's a reason. If your recipe says 250.5, please measure 250.5. Don't approximate your recipes, and don't try to maneuver. You say, oh, 4 cups is 500 grams, let me use 4 cups instead of using 500 grams. No, please measure appropriately so that your cake comes out as moist, as fluffy, as moist, as yummy as it should be. Number one, ensure that you measure your ingredients appropriately. And the thing you should do, the key to measuring appropriately, is to have the appropriate measuring tools. Number two reason why your cake is dry, number two thing that you should do so that your cake doesn't come out dry, is that you should sieve your dry ingredients first. So a lot of times, or a lot of people just measure, you pack the flour, you put inside, you pack the baking powder, you put inside. No, measure it. The reason for measuring dry ingredients, aside the fact that it removes impurity and removes lumps and other things that are in the dry ingredients, another thing is that it aerates the dry ingredients, it incorporates air into it. So when you are measuring your flour, you are not just removing the particles and everything in it, you are also adding air into it, so that it helps your cake to become air incorporated, and it becomes very fluffy and moist and not dry. So please ensure that you measure your dry ingredients first before adding it into your wet ingredient. Another thing that makes your cake to be dry, another thing that you should do so that your cake doesn't come out dry, is that you should follow the right process. So if this recipe, the procedure says mix all dry ingredients together, add to wet ingredient, please ensure that you mix the dry ingredients first before adding to wet ingredient. If the recipe says mix egg and butter, mix egg and this, mix oil and this, mix this one and this one, you mix them separately the way the recipe says, because the person that actually invented that recipe, the person has practiced, and Before people bring out recipe, I don't know for others, but for me, before I bring out any recipe, I test it this way and that way, and I see the way that works perfectly before I bring out that recipe. So if your recipe says mix butter and this, mix this one and this, mix this one and this one, add this one and this one before pouring into this, like my red velvet cake procedure says mix baking soda and vinegar, mix this one and this one, I mix about 2 or 3 things first before I start adding them to the other. Please follow that process, follow due process, so that your cake comes out as moist and as fluffy as it should be. Number 4, we've talked about measuring appropriately, we've talked about sieving dry ingredients, we've talked about following due process. Number 4 reason why your cake doesn't come out fluffy, another reason why your cake comes out dry, another key to achieving a moist cake is baking with the right temperature. So some persons just want to rush, fast, let me bake fast, it's an express cake, I told them I'll deliver in 2 hours. You increase your oven, fiam, and the cake just rushes and gets ready without the necessary reactions that are supposed to happen in the batter. This is not good. It makes your cake to come out dry. So use the right oven temperature. If you have oven thermometer, fine, use your oven thermometer. If you don't have oven thermometer, use medium heat to bake your cake, so that the cake follows the right process and the necessary reactions that are supposed to happen in the cake happens in the cake. That is number 4 reason why your cake doesn't come out moist. Number 4 thing that you should do so that your cake comes out moist. Number 5 is that when your cake cools, like you bring out your cake from the oven, it's ready and it's cold, please don't leave it open, don't leave it so that it will just stay like that. Ensure that you wrap it with cling film. When you wrap your cake with cling film, okay, I want you to experiment this for me. Bake 2 cakes, keep one open, wrap the other one with cling film, keep it overnight, wake up the next morning and check 2 of them. You actually discover that the one that you wrap with cling film is more moist than the one that you did not wrap. So whenever you finish baking your cake, ensure that you wrap it with cling film. And don't wrap it when it's hot, please. When you bring out your cake from the oven, keep it in your cooling rack or your table, allow it to cool. Once it's cool and you are not decorating it immediately, wrap it with cling film and keep it. Don't keep it open. That is number 5 reason. Number 6 reason why your cake doesn't come out moist and fluffy. Number 6 thing that you should do so that your cake comes out moist and fluffy. Okay, this is supposed to come like before, when the cake is ready. This reason or this thing that you should do is you should not over mix. Normally for me, if I'm mixing my cake batter, once I get to the level where I've added flour, I reduce the mixing speed, or I use my spatula to just incorporate the flour, to add the flour into the batter. So when you are mixing, don't over mix. Over mixing makes your cake to be dry. I've tried it before. Mix with high speed when I've added my flour, and I discovered that the cake came out as hard as anything. So please don't over mix your batter, don't over mix and don't under mix. So if it says normally, not just if it says, normally you're supposed to mix your flour, your butter and sugar till it is very light and fluffy, but some people just want to rush. 10 minutes you are finished mixing. What happened, Mogbe? Mix it, don't under mix. That means you should not mix less than what you should mix, and you should not over mix. Over mixing comes when you have added flour and other dry ingredients. If you over mix at that point, your cake comes out dry. If you under mix, your cake also comes out too thick and too dense. And then number 6 reason, right? I think yes, this is number 6 reason. Sorry, I have to look at my notes. Number 6 thing that you should do so that your cake comes out moist, fluffy, is that you should learn to sprinkle your cakes or brush your cakes with sugar syrup. There is a recipe for sugar syrup. Okay, I'll drop it in the comment section. Sugar syrup is a mixture of water, sugar at 1:1 ratio. So if you are using 1 cup of sugar, you use 1 cup of water. I'm going to drop it in the comment section. Use sugar syrup. After doing this, you brush it or sprinkle it on the cake with sugar syrup. It helps the cake to become moist, fluffy, and as soft as anything. So I've given us quite a number of reasons. I've lost count. I think I have 7 reasons now, 7 things that you should do to achieve moist, fluffy and soft cake. I talked about measuring appropriately. I talked about following due process. I talked about sieving your dry ingredients. I talked about baking with the right oven temperature. I talked about covering your cake batter. Like, I talked about wrapping your cake with cling film when it's cool and you are not ready to ice it. I talked about you shouldn't over mix your cake, and then I talked about brushing it with syrup, sugar syrup, so that it helps your cake to be moist and fluffy. I've talked about these 7 things that you should do. There are a lot other things that you should do, but for the purpose of this video, for the purpose of this class and this session, these are the 7 that we are going to talk about. I hope this helps you. I hope that you've learned from this. I hope that from this video you are going to go back and check and say, oh, this is the one that I'm not doing well, let me stop doing it. I hope that this helps you. Thank you for staying till the end of this video. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment. If you have any question as regards this video, if you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. I'll answer your question almost immediately you drop it. As soon as I come online and I see your questions, I'm going to answer your questions. If you have not subscribed, why have you not subscribed? Oh, why have you not subscribed? If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Watch out for the next video that I am going to drop. But on this channel, I promise you that it's going to be back-to-back knowledge, Thank you. I know there's one more person. You have not subscribed to this channel. Please subscribe. Please subscribe before leaving. Thank you. God bless you. See you in the next video. Thank you so much. Once again, my name is Minolix, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. All right, bye. See you.